Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. Today, we are fortunate to be hearing from our Chief Executive Officer of Potatoes New Zealand, who will give us an update into what is happening in the potato sector. Potatoes are an important part of New Zealand horticulture, and today's discussion will give us a valuable opportunity to hear directly from someone leading the industry. So without further ado, I am delighted to welcome Kate Trufitt, Chief Executive Officer for Potatoes New Zealand. Thank you, Kate.
Thanks, Sheree. So good morning, guys. Back in May, we talked about moving from crisis response to delivery. Since then, there has been many plot twists along the way, but there's also been plenty of progress. The challenges that face our sector have not disappeared. Regulatory pressures continue, costs remain high, and international uncertainty is never far away. Good news to hear that the RMA looks like it's progressing. Deborah will be in the detail with that. Despite that, your industry body remains focused on delivering practical outcomes, strengthening our voice, creating opportunities for the future. And here's a snapshot on what we've been working on. So the agenda for today is looking at our strategic updates, having a little chat about our survey, looking at what we've been doing out and about, and talking about some Trans-Tasman opportunities that we've had. So looking at our strategy, we're strengthening the links between our strategy, our technical work, our communications advocacy work, and engagement with you, the members. We're also taking seriously the need to show levy value, not just by listing activity, but showing the activity that supports better outcomes for you, our growers. My message to industry is that we're here to listen, enable, and promote better outcomes. That remains our core requirements and needs for you. Leadership in the field. This is one of our core sort of activities that we do. Export work continues, and we're working with MPI at the moment on updating the official assurance program, and this really supports that market access that we get. While the program often operates behind the scenes, it is critical to ensure that New Zealand maintains market access to those international markets. Market access is never something that we can take for granted. It requires ongoing collaboration between growers, industry, exporters, and regulators. Biosecurity. You'll see in the middle of the page there, we have developed a biosecurity planning manual for you. This is designed for you, your staff, as well as people that come onto your site. This document outlines simple procedures that can be used to minimise the risk of introducing and spreading pests, disease, and weeds on farm. You have an important role to play in protecting your farm, your region, and New Zealand's potato industry from biosecurity threats. I hope you find this useful. Within our R&D program, there is always a lot of activity and it's a busy space. We have SVS, so Sustainable Vegetable System workshops, and they're being held regionally, and we're doing that in collaboration with NZ. There was one held in Canterbury yesterday, and we had 17 participants. But don't worry if you missed out. If you would like to join those, you can head along to the second workshops. Those are on our website currently. There's some work being held in resistance management. There's a draft guide that has been developed, and that should be with growers shortly. Gross margins and profitability, we keep hearing this from our growers. So we have a project on mapping out where margins may be lost and maybe looking at what levers you can pull to improve those. Along with that, we're looking at possible where waste happens within the life cycle of potatoes and how we may be able to use that waste, and is there a value proposition there? We will be looking for growers to participate in that project, and you will get further information shortly. Alternaria and tuber moth. Management practices continue to work to minimise potato tuber moth damage, and Alternaria we've already talked about resistance, but we're looking at alternate products as well. TPP and Liberia-Bacter, integrated scouting, trapping degree day models, and further work has been carried out by CPLI. So it's definitely a focus for us, as well as some work that we have tried to do in conjunction with tomatoes and tamarillos, who are also affected by TPP. Powdery scab trials, monitoring and viability of new biological pathways continues to be a focus here, and we have ongoing project in the powdery scab space. We continue to roll out R&D updates through the vegetable roadshows, which concluded in Awakuni, but we will continue to give you updates on R&D, and the Agronomy Summit was a great opportunity to connect with growers. We also have been working on an R&D strategy, a great piece of work to give us clarity on research and development. It helps us categorise further projects under defined themes, support collaboration with government and other industry bodies, partners, that helps Potatoes New Zealand research focus and become more transparent to growers and stakeholders. This also is about discipline. We cannot do everything. So the strategy framework helps us ask, what problem are we trying to solve? Why does it matter to potato growers? What evidence do we need? And who should we partner with? And how will this research reach the paddock and have benefit back to our growers? Thank you to the technical panel who assisted in developing this, and we look forward to rolling out new research in some of the other areas that is not pest and disease. Growing great people. The Youth Council is building momentum with work to connect with younger people across the industry. And we have a huge amount of feedback from other industries also looking to connect with their younger members and looking at our model that we've developed and how successful that has been. So well done to our Youth Council. It's incredibly pleasing not to have just one, but two potato young growers in the national finals. Well done, James and Amber. We wish them all the best for next week's national finals that are being held in Cromwell. I'm sure you all wish them well. Potatoes New Zealand has formed strong relationships with Safer Farms and FarmStrong. Safer Farms looks at health and safety, and it really has great resources on their website, but it also has some alerts and other tools that growers can use. So I encourage you to connect with Safer Farms. FarmStrong have also just released a book. It has some great information in it. It's called Live Well, Grow Well, and it was released at the HortNZ conference. I really highly, again, recommend that you take it for a read. Some great stories to connect. United Industry Voice. As you know, it's an election year, and it's not that hard to connect with government during an election year. As you can see from the slide, there's been plenty of opportunities. We have joined with NZVEG to look at producing, or we have produced, a manifesto for government, raising our key issues and speaking as one industry to get a clear message across. Our usual cross-government agency meetings have continued, whether it be for PMAC with MPI or some other activities with MPAT and MB. Potato Story video. We are working on a video at the moment that will look at how potatoes are grown right from the lab all the way through to your fish and chips. This will be a great story and will be available for growers to use for their own promotions and for the greater industry. This should be available for you at the end of the year. United Fresh continue to advocate for 5+ a day with individual promotions for vegetables, including potatoes. We've had a large amount of events, such as the parliamentary function, the Agronomy Summit, Young Grower of the Year, and we continue to promote potatoes wherever we can throughout these events, whether we hold them or we support them. We have produced a large number of media releases and promotional activity recently that focus on promoting the positive industry stories that we have. Some examples of this are the International Day of the Potato, which we made International Month, and Friday, which celebrated fries. And we spoke about, how do people like their chippies and how much sauce, and that really gained quite a bit of momentum with our consumers. And we've had a large amount of consumer activity, which has been fantastic to see. Gun to Table, we are working with them on the Great Potato Adventure pilot program, and this will be rolled out to schools to participate in. We have received ongoing market intelligence, and this helps us drive our work and ensure that we are promoting potatoes in the right places. Our social media numbers have risen significantly over the last year, as have our website visitors. Who knew that they were looking to an industry website for potato recipes as well as industry information? So it's great that our website is getting a lot more hits. You will notice it's been refreshed. Please take a look. We welcome your feedback. We've started planning for our conference for 2027. This will be held at the One Stadium in Christchurch on the 18th of August. Pop that in your diaries. It'll be a great opportunity for us to connect. Working together. So we've recently had a lot of activity of working across either vegetables with the wider Hora NZ or with other industry bodies such as tomatoes, summer fruit, etc. So recently we also had the opportunity to join Vegetables parliamentary function with NZ Veg. These events are really important. They allow us to showcase the value of our industry, build relationships with elected representatives, and ensure decision makers understand our issues and the realities facing growers. Advocacy's often better and more effective if you've got those strong relationships and you've got clear messages. And it really helps us tell government what you're facing on a day-to-day basis. For those who missed the Agronomy Summit, which was held in Pukekohe at the beginning of August, you would have missed our 4 international speakers. It was fantastic to hear from them on the projects that they're doing at the moment for us, whether it's Callum Wilson from UTAS or Paul Horn from IPM. We also had John Sarup come out from the UK, and it was great to hear what's happening in the UK. Some real challenges then with the losing chemicals, and it's so dry on that side of the world. So I think it was really great for us to hear, the challenges they face and how that connects back to what we may face in the future. The Agronomy Summit provided valuable technical insights and practical knowledge to help those on-farm decisions. These events are important. They bring together our growers, our researchers, and enables us to roll out and show you what we are doing for that levy dollar. We're also working with MPI and Vegetables on a vegetable growth strategy. And this is looking at how we can grow exports and opportunities and how MPI can help enable those opportunities. So that'll be a great piece of work for us to get finished. Moving on to our survey, we need your input. We will be sending out a survey shortly. And I know everybody's busy and you get so over being asked, but it's really, really important for us to get your feedback. We need to understand what our advocacy priorities should be, what our research investments need to be, our industry programs, what's important to you. And I know I did this piece of work in 2023 when I came on board, but it's that chance to really go, are we on the right track? Do we need to do more? What are we not doing? So please really take that opportunity to complete that, or I'm always available. Give me a call. It'd be great to have a strong response rate, and then that really gives us that opportunity to focus our energies on where you want it. There's been a lot of activity out and about this year, whether it's been the Primary Industry Summit, the Hora NZ Conference, or field days. At the Primary Industry Summit, it provided a really good opportunity for us to hear about these big issues shaping New Zealand's food and fibre sectors. We had entered SVS project for an award and we were a finalist. We didn't win, but it was really great exposure for the tool, but also for horticulture generally. We also connected at the Hort NZ conference with growers, industry leaders, and again, it was that future discussion on horticulture and the challenges and opportunities ahead. And quite a lot of the conferences I've been, they're looking at what does the consumer look in 2050? And I think this is an ongoing discussion that we need to have because this will be very important on what we grow, how we produce it, and how we package it and deliver it to those consumers. One of the highlights, or several of the highlights from Hort NZ were Gilbert Anoka, fantastic speaker. So Ian Taylor, who's shown in the slide here, amazing story of his business and how they persevered but came up with new products during COVID. Really, really amazing story. And Jenny May Clarkson, who spoke at Women in Horticulture, truly inspiring on how she gets through her day to day and some tips and tricks there. Again, referring back to Farm Strong, again, there's some tips and tricks to help you through your days. Went to Field Day and there was the release of the SOAPI report. This was done by the Prime Minister and there was a cast of thousands from government, but it was an opportunity to connect with the ag industry, connected with feed farmers and the Wool Alliance, and also with many of our other horticultural products. You will see in the slides there that there's a photo of a robot dog being walked. It was an amazing thing to see trotting along there. We are also increasing our Trans-Tasman connections. One of the areas this continues to grow is that connection with Australia, whether it's biosecurity, crop protection tools, research collaboration, market access, workforce challenge, policy or advocacy. Many of these are shared across the Tasman. By strengthening our relationships with our Australian counterparts, we can learn from each other and really then come up with benefits that come back to our industry and networks. I've met with Ozveg several times in the last few months, and we're really building a great relationship for the benefit of both parties. Auspica also joined us in New Zealand last week to talk about seed storage and certification. We held a workshop that was open for growers, but also some inspector training to really calibrate our inspectors and ensure that we're looking for the right things. Amazing the synergies, but there was also some huge opportunities for us for improvement, and the feedback that we had was incredibly positive. I also met during Hort Connections with South Australia, Western Australia potatoes, and that was a really great opportunity to see, what they were facing versus what we were facing. Very similar. All it did was really, I think, validate the work that we're doing and the things that we're looking at, very much the same. And in fact, we were in front in a lot of times. I've also taken the opportunity following that to connect with Tasmanian Potatoes, who are really just starting their grower levy body organisation. So again, some great opportunities for us to learn from our Australian friends. We have some key events coming up. I'd like to remind you that we have the AGM and dinner next Tuesday. I see that quite a lot of you are registered. We really look forward to connecting with you. If you haven't registered, please do so today. Alternately, there will be opportunities to connect at the Young Grower Competition, which is in Cromwell next week. There's also the Vegetable Industry Election Debate, which is the 25th of September in Pukekohe. And there is the Big Day Out in March next year. It's been so successful for the last 2 years. Mark that in your diaries. I think it's a really great occasion for us. I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate Peter Reynolds, who won the Bledisloe Cup at Hort NZ conference dinner. It's so wonderful to have a potato grower recognised for this prestigious Emeritus Award. So congratulations, Peter. Well done, and thank you for all your hard work that you've done for potatoes over the many years. So thanks for listening. Please feedback on these webinars. And again, we want to ensure that this has value back to you. If there's another mechanism that we can use to do this feedback or other ways and opportunities, please let us know. And all the best for spring and planting. I wish you all the best. Thank you.